What's up, y'all? This is Rom coming back at you with yet another smartphone couch video. Game really is just interesting conversation. Game is just interesting conversation because I'm gonna tell you what. So many people, especially so-called detractors, who in my view lack common sense, really look at game as some trickery and all of that manipulation. And yeah, that can happen, but what it really come down to is interesting conversation. Even if it is some trickery, the conversation better be interesting. But you can be legit and honest and still have interesting conversation. And see, this ain't just from some corny ass shit that some PUAs came up with. Yeah, I said it. Some corny ass shit where they think, hey, if you say this word or you do this, or even what some so-called dating coaches talk about. Really, it comes down to just being able to talk to a woman. See, that's how I learned it in the streets. You know, back when I was young, they say, hey, go talk to that girl. Or you had a good rap. You know, that's it. It's like you gotta have that conversation, because what it does, it engages a woman emotionally. Women like to talk. Women might use 20,000 words a day, men use 10,000. If you can have a good conversation with a woman, an interesting conversation, oh shoot, you go a long way. Now, of course, people say, well, Rom, you talk about body game. I said, that's the bait. You still gotta have some type of bait. You still gotta have some type of bait. You know, something that, catches the woman's attention, something that get her to stop, and you can be very physically attractive or maybe have some style, something like that. But here's the thing I've seen guys who weren't made, they might have been decent looking to the woman. The woman even say that. He's like, yeah, he's all right. But then they start talking to him and the woman get into it. That's why some dudes think it's some magic word or something. But it's not though. You just connecting with the woman emotionally. See, that's what the pimps do. If you look at the pimps, what do they talk about? Their mouthpiece. Their mouthpiece. And if you listen to them talking, they're interesting. Even how they express themselves. So, in fact, that's one thing. That's one way you'll know a man's a player. See, like, you have some guys, they'll say something in the comments or like some call-in shows. Yeah, I'm getting all these women. But I'm like, this dude can't really communicate. Because that's the key right there. See, the physicality, when I talk about body game or other people say, hey, you got to do this, fix up, that's to get their interest. That's to get their interest. But what do I always say? And women have said this. They say he was all right till he opened his mouth. He was all right till he opened his mouth. And see, that's where the interesting conversation comes in. You got to be able to talk to them about something that's interesting. And one of the parts of that, and see, a key part of that is being able to really connect to the woman in such a way. Like I told guys, I said, look, man, you don't have to start talking about politics or religion or something serious. Make it a fun conversation. Like I had a consultation client over in England, and he told me, because he said he would approach and start talking about some deep stuff. I said, nah, just make it fun. He reached back out to me and he said, he told us, he had a fun conversation with an Uber driver, or I think it was something like that, and got his dick sucked. Because I said, keep it fun at first. Like if you go out on a date or something, you don't have to get into like what's going on in the political scene. In most cases, unless that person's political, unless that woman's political or something, you don't have to get in all of that. And religion, unless y'all definitely of the same religion, maybe y'all met on some like religious dating site or something, okay. But most of the time, you don't take it serious. You just have fun. You just talk. And see, the thing with a good conversation, it's a flow. You got a flow because something could come up, or, it could be anything. Yeah, you can throw some seriousness in there, but then throw a little joke into it. See, a lot of guys don't understand that. Because that's the biggest thing. See, a lot of guys think, oh, okay, if I just look good. Okay, yeah, you still want to develop your bait, but really, all you need to do is just be clean and just be decent, because women are pragmatic. They know every dude out here ain't no damn Chad or Tyrone or some alpha showpiece. Women got a lot of common sense. They know that. But if you decent and, you pleasant, everything, boom. That's why I've told men, giving the free game, I said, start by practicing saying hi to 3 women a day and then build from that. Because what you're doing is you dealing with like that anxiety. Because a lot of guys got some anxiety about, well, what do I say? What do I do? You got to flow with it. It depends on where you at. It depends on the situation, Or, some guys say, well, how do I flirt? Flirting is just a compliment. If her hair were looking real nice that day, say, hey, your hair looking nice. Like one thing I'll do randomly, like I like natural hair, specifically on a black woman. I love it. So when I meet one who has one, and just encounter, I might be like, hey, I like your hair. And they just say thank you. And I know they'll be smiling and stuff, but I just keep it going. But it's just random, Or you compliment, like, say, maybe you're in the gym and, this could be a simple compliment. I know there's some stuff about, these female TikTokers and stuff, but really, you might see somebody smile your way or they be friendly. Just say, yeah, okay, good form. Good form on that. Or what does that exercise work? Like if I've made, so every now and then I'll see I'll see a man or a woman doing something. He ain't even trying to do anything. I might say, oh, that's a good form. Oh, okay. Oh, what does that work? Just a conversation. And it's like you just get used to talking. You just get used to talking, period. That's all it is. See, a lot of guys having trouble. They just got poor social skills. And they looking for a trick. Now, I understand if you shy or something like that, but that's why you just practice saying hi to 3 women a day. And then just being overall friendly, just talking, period. Because like I said, every single dude I've known who've gotten women, they were just cool. You can have just a regular conversation with them. Just a regular conversation. And I'm going to tell you what, like, it don't even have to be sexual. It don't even have to be sexual. Because I knew this dude, he could just have a conversation with a woman. They don't even bring up anything sexual, but they ready to go because they feel good. I remember, I've said before, I've done seminars where it's just women. And I remember I started talking, and then all of a sudden, the women, they started rocking back and forth. That's the preacher game right there. If you look at preachers, a big part of their thing is talking, preaching. And you notice they got the women hooked. Heck, they teach it in some seminaries. And then they'll have the bait, because it's actually taught in some Christian seminaries, some. I don't think every one, that if a man is handsome, he can get he can build up a good congregation. But he has to be handsome and he has to be able to talk. He has to, what they say in the street, spit that game. That's a great thing. Now I know some people say, well, I'm introverted. Well, I knew this dude, he was actually shy, quiet, but when he had a conversation with a woman, he could still talk to her. He could sit, I peeped that about him. Yeah, he was generally quiet, but when he did talk, he could have a conversation with them. And see, that's what a lot of guys need to do. And see, that's where a lot of guys get caught up. And they feeling like, well, she ain't gonna talk to me because I ain't 6'2", or, I don't look this way, or, my body fat is that way. I'm gonna get into that body fat in a second. But they don't want to talk. It's like, you don't know. Women just like to talk. It ain't always about sex with them. They just like to talk. Shoot, you can go a long way if you can just listen to a woman talk. Just let her talk. Don't judge what she say. And like I said about that body fat thing, a lot of players really are like stockier dudes. A lot of, for those who follow the Bagua, Earth Young, and I just threw some out there for the, people who get into some metaphysics. They tell you, if you notice with a lot of the bigger dudes, they usually gregarious. Nah, they ain't looking like no fitness model or something, but they be getting women because they got that conversation. Every time I seen some big dude with a woman, no matter what, you start talking, they be like, cool, all of that. That's how powerful that conversation is. Now I know some dudes say ain't no way, and I guarantee the dudes say ain't no way. They don't have no conversation. They don't have any real skills where they can have a true conversation with somebody or interesting thing. But you're gonna see that a lot, and that's not just big dudes, but that's just one example how powerful that type of game is, because that's really all it is. That's really all it is. Even some guys who are into the whole numbers game aspect. Really, you just looking for that woman you can have that conversation with. And really, you can have a conversation with any woman, but you just gotta practice. Because that's one thing I'll say about me. Now, I don't teach as much because I take it for granted. I focus a lot on the dude. Well, I'm gonna be real. I thought that was normal because most of my peer group could at least have a conversation. But I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna have to get into that conversation part more. Seriously. I'm like, damn. Because trust me, I'll listen to some guys having some trouble or pay attention to them in the real world. Even some guys who will call in to like some different shows, or even some dudes on some panels. And I'm just saying, you know, I don't care what they say. I can't see them having a good conversation with a woman. And I'm going to tell you how powerful that is. If you can have a good conversation, you don't have to agree with everything they say. They could say something and you could say, nah, that's wrong. It's all in how you say it. You can tell somebody go to hell in such a way that they look forward to the trip. But if you just say to the woman, you just say, oh, okay, I see you see it this way, but this is how I see it. You know, respect what they say, but then you can respectfully disagree. But if you say it in such a way, hell, they look forward to the trip. Basically, yeah, that's how deep it is. You could say, okay, I see that. Okay, I see that point. Okay, that. Okay, but this is what I'm seeing. This is how I'm feeling, right? And just do it in such a way. It's like, okay, you know. You can even do it. But see, it's the back and forth. Because I'm going to tell you what, with a conversation, it really is just a connection. That's very important to women. See, I'm going to tell you what. You know, there's about 3 points on a woman. There's 3 points on a woman if you're talking about really pulling a woman. 3 points. One, of course, is the lust, hence body game. Now, the lust, unless you're in a position where maybe some type of party, maybe a resort, some situation where she can just engage and just satisfy that lust without really talking to you. Oh yeah, but 99% of the time that's not the case. 99% of the time that's not the case. And even then, you still need some level of conversation. So that's one level. Her womb of a JJ. You hit on that level, yeah, it's very powerful. But you still going to have some conversation and take it forward. But it's very powerful. She got that lust and y'all just in a position where you can satisfy it. Like I said, a party or something like that. And even then, that's usually with some when you younger or something. Like you get those young people's parties and they meet somebody at the party, might, you know, as we used to say, slob them down, you know, kiss them and all of that, maybe fill them up. Shoot, maybe get a blowjob, something like that. Even then, you still gotta have some conversation, but it don't have to be that deep. You just in a situation where she can talk. You know, yeah, she can fulfill it. And usually that's quick, but see, most guys ain't gonna be there, because let's just be real. A lot of guys who are having trouble don't go to parties. Or, you know, go to clubs or someplace where something like that could happen. So that's rare, but it still plays a part. You know, that lust plays a part. But then there's her brain. Contrary to popular belief, many women are very pragmatic. And when they with the guy, it ain't so much they lust the guy, but it's like it could be whatever situation. You know, it's like, hey, they in some social circle where they have to have a companion or something. Or, you know, they feel like they should be married. Or they like, you know, they alone anyway. You know, this guy, all right, let me just hang out with him. You know? And unfortunately, sometimes it could be when the woman's using a man. But that's when you hit her more on her brain. And when I say that, not so much as touching, you know, stimulating her mentally, because that actually goes more to the third thing, which is a powerful thing, really, her heart. Her heart. Now, that's a combination of several factors, but if she feels something for you emotionally, boom, you in. See, that's why the true players, the pimps, preachers, and politicians can get in there because they go for the woman's heart. You know, that's why sometimes you'll see that woman who's very attractive with that guy who you don't even think they look right together. He might not be all that. He might not have money. He hit that heart. He hit that heart. It could be for whatever reason, because you don't know what's up with that woman. You know, he makes her feel a certain way. But a big part of that, you got to communicate that. You got to communicate that. And indeed, with the other ones, you still got to communicate. But when you can speak to a woman's a certain way, speak to her emotions, you know, because that's, hey, trust me, even the bad guy players, even the negative players, you know, shoot, they speaking to her emotion. They here for that heart. They tug at her heart. Indeed, that's why you get some guys, they feel like they got everything. They got the money, body build, looks, all of that stuff. And honestly, even somewhat of a decent conversation. But for whatever reason, what they say doesn't tug at her heart, you know? And that takes practice. That takes practice. There ain't no magic word or magic thing you can do. But understand, before you even get there, you got to talk to women. And you got to practice that. That's why I tell guys, that's a free game. I say, look, say hi to 3 women a day. Now, I've said several times, like where I live, every place I go, I know some young lady. Every single, like in this area, it's hard for me to go someplace. Cause, and you know, I'm just friendly like that. People just know, you know? Now they don't see, here's the thing. Somebody said something about, well, maybe that's your status, Ron. And let me clear up something. Stop trying to figure out shit with me. If I'll tell you. Stop trying to figure it out. Say, get out that left brain. I'm telling you exactly what it is. All it is, I'm just polite, friendly. Every store I go to, you know, somebody help me, I say, hey, thank you, have a nice day. That simple, you know. When I'm at, a couple days ago, I had breakfast at a local restaurant, right? Just a breakfast at a local restaurant, taking a personal day. You know, I was just friendly to the server. Shoot, she gave me a free drink. You know, all it is seriously, you just talk, just say, hey, thank you, have a good day, or, you know, you have a nice day, you just be generally friendly. It could be just random. It could be random. You know, like I said, every place, because I'm just personable. I can just say, and it's not nothing deep, I'm not saying anything. I just say, hey, have a good day, just chill. You know, might shoot the breeze for a second. Might say something. I remember I had Sunday I had to get like a pan from a local store. And I gotta cook some more, or you know, to bake some burgers, some veggie burgers in the oven. You know, young lady there. I just said something real quick. She was like very friendly. I ain't trying to holler at her or anything. I knew what she gonna be. You know, but next time she see me, hey, how you doing? In fact, I've had several people recognize me. I'm just friendly. And really, I'm friendly with everybody. There's a lot of dudes in the area like, you know, I put out the call, they're going to rush to my aid because I'm just cool, Rom Ski. And that nickname was from college because I was cool with everybody. You know, I could have that conversation. I was calm. People just say, you know, you're just cool, motherfucker. You know? But it's that part of that conversation. That's all it is. And any man can develop that. You just gotta practice, even if you on the spectrum. Seriously, just say hi. It's that simple. Be cool, say hi, stuff like that. You know? That's it. And no, it's not even sex specific. Just be cool with people. Just have that be, and then you can build that conversation. Then have that conversation. Like I said, when you have that conversation, don't get deep at first. Keep that shit light, but then build it up. You know? Keep it light first. Trust me. To me, dudes, you don't have to get deep and talk about whatever. You, like I say, don't talk about politics. Don't talk about religion. And don't bitch about some shit going on with it. not to some total stranger. It'll be like, oh, it'd be all negative and shit. Just keep it positive, keep it light, you know? And then just find something in common. Like if something very in common to talk about is the weather. It's raining out and you could be like, dang, this water and everything, you know? Or it could be whatever. It could be whatever. When I was at this furniture store, home store to get some stuff out near me, you know, I was walking out. There was a woman. She had lost her receipt. I just helped her look for it. Then, you know, finished up. She had some stuff on a cart. I said, you need help with that? She said, oh, no, I got it, thank you. I said, all right, you have a good day, man. She was like, I have a good day. But here's the thing. It was just a simple thing, you know, and just a simple opening. Now, if I wanted to take it further, probably could have, but, you know, that's another thing, too. If you out talking, don't be thinking in terms of trying to get every single one. First of all, get out that mindset, because first of all, if you actually building your life, you living your life, that shouldn't be the first thing on your mind anyway. But when you see that woman you find attractive and everything, you're not gonna have any fear to say anything to her because you practicing conversation. And you could be like, hey, how you doing? See her reaction. She might, hey, how you doing? You know, y'all talk and everything, boom. You know, y'all could be someplace to say, hey, you got a few minutes, why don't we stop here and get some coffee and something? You know, boom. You know, but don't go out every day, hey, I'm gonna look for this. It's like, stop it. Oh, I'm gonna throw this line. It's like, nah, just live your life. Things can happen in wherever. But it still comes down to that conversation. That's all it really is. Because I don't care what you got, how much, but I'm gonna reiterate. Even if you practice body game, you super muscular, you handsome, shoot, you taller than average, shoot, you wearing something expensive, look like you got a little bit of money, in fact, you even get out of a car, okay. Then she might be there. Okay. You still gotta close the deal. You still gotta close the deal with that conversation because you gotta be a connection. You're not gonna just look. Let's look at it like this. You're not gonna just sit there and look at the woman, you know, and she just look at you. It's like, oh, he look good. Like I said, maybe at a party or something like that. Someplace where something quick can happen, maybe, but most of y'all ain't going there. You still gotta have something to talk about. Because I'm gonna tell you what too, even with those guys who got that, they'll tell you they be losing out on a woman, say, she ain't like your conversation. It's that simple. Now, like I said, I gotta think about, well, you know what, I don't have to practice. I don't need to charge y'all money to practice that. Some people, well, how can I? No, you don't need money. Start talking to 3 women a day. Just say hi. Just start with that. As you get used to that, then gradually with some small talk here and there. Like I said, when you see somebody, you can be in a line at a grocery store or a clothing store. A simple, oh, okay, you have a good day now, or something come up, or, you know, or you could be in like a clothing store or something. And they'll have a lot of young ladies in there working because that's part of their game. Look, you just say, hey, oh, what looks good on me? Like when I would go in stores, like a department store looking for neckties, I always find a female clerk. Always. Wasn't trying to get with them or anything, but I said, shoot, no, I need somebody to help me. Just look good on me. Boom. You know? It's like, but it's just basic conversation. Then when you see that woman that you actually find attractive, when you look at it, you be like, damn, she fine. You walk up, hey, how you doing today? You know, how's it going for you today? Now, she might say, get out my face. She probably won't. She might just, it's like, okay. You know, and that's going to happen too. But see, that's why you practice at least 3 a day, because then you get used to when they don't speak. And, you know, you start developing that, like, oh, okay. You learn how to be cool. So, and it's just practice, man. That's a free game. Just practice. That's the only way you can really learn it anyway. There's no magic tricks or anything. You know, you got to fight it. You got to practice. You got to build that muscle every day. Because I don't care what else you got. Even if you go real hard into body game, you still got to talk. There's no way around that, y'all. No way around that. You got to talk. You know? So, Anyway, y'all have a good weekend. Y'all know I don't do extra videos on the weekends. Y'all just get my regular Sovereign Saturday video and then my Sunday morning simulcast. So this is it for today. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.